Is damage affected by weapon condition? Well, that's what we're going to go ahead and test out in this video. Accuracy and stability may be affected by your weapon's condition, but for these tests we're strictly looking at damage. So we're all probably guilty of cleaning our weapons way more than we need to, but what role does weapon condition actually have in the damage output? I've been wondering that for a while. I usually clean my guns when it's about 75 to 80%, but I'm wondering, am I cleaning my guns too often? A lot of people complain that they have to clean their guns from just hunting or doing some PvP and free roam, and I'm just curious, are we cleaning our guns more than we need to? Weapon condition seems to be a top priority in this game, from the gun oil that we buy or find out in free roam, as well as going to the gunsmith who's always trying to clean our guns whether it's 99% or 0%. I've also done these tests with shotguns off camera, but from the distance that we're actually testing today, more times than not, it's going to be a one-shot kill to the chest. So I want to give a huge shout out to Red Lynx for helping me put this video together. So both of us aren't going to have any abilities. We're going to make sure that we are using regular ammo. We are testing the Springfield, the Lancaster, and I'm using the semi-auto pistols. So we're going to start off this test at a kind of close medium range with the Springfield at 100% with regular ammo, and we're going to go ahead and shoot the view from my angle, and then Red Lynx is going to go ahead and shoot me back while the condition is 100%. So we're going to go ahead and take the first shot roughly about the chest. You're going to notice it's about 50% damage that it takes away. Now keep in mind, in these tests they could be off anywhere from 2.5 to 5%, depending on if we are one step closer than before or one step further than apart, or if it's a chest shot or a neck shot, which will all slightly change the outcome of each one of these tests, but most of them are pretty accurate and they all ring true and pretty much show exactly the same results. So we went ahead and switched it up to the Lancaster, which took away roughly about 22 to 25%. Now Lynx is going to go ahead and shoot me, and you can see right there roughly about 25%. So you have 50% for the Springfield, you have about 25% for the Lancaster, and then I'm switching it up to the pistol right now. At this range, I'm just going to go ahead and take a chest shot, and this one is going to be about 15, maybe 18%, maybe even possibly 20%. So along the way today during this filming, we had some problems with some NPCs who didn't take too kindly for us, shooting up the area. So Lynx had to go ahead and dispose of the body so we didn't have any more people. So let's go ahead and switch it to the Springfield, 75% at about the same distance, and it looks like it's about 50% as well. So 100% or 75%, it is basically the same. Now I apologize for the Lancaster here at 75%. For some reason when I was editing it, I noticed that the clip was black, but it is still exactly the same damage output as it was at 100%, which is roughly about 22 to 25%. So we're going to go ahead and switch it up to the pistol now, roughly at the same distance, taking a chest shot, and it is again about 15, possibly 18% damage that it goes ahead and takes away. So again, we had another run-in with an NPC. Lynx is going ahead and disposing of the body so we don't have any more trouble from them. And then I guess he was bored of just getting shot, so he decided to have some fun of his own and lasso me. So we're going to go ahead and switch it up now. I wanted to test the Springfield at 67% because I figured at some point there needs to be a reduction in damage for the cleanliness of your gun. So we're going to go ahead and test this one out at 67% and see if there's any difference between 75 to 67%. And you see there, they're basically the same. It's roughly about 50, maybe 48%. Maybe a slight difference, and again, that could either be because the shot was not directly in the chest, or we were a step closer or further away. So let's go ahead and take a look. The Springfield, 50% cleanliness, and we have 50% damage reading. We're going to switch up to the Lancaster. Again, 50%. We're going to go ahead and take a shot, and that is roughly about the same, 22 to 25% damage taken away. So it does not seem to be much of a difference from 100%, 75%, or 50% for your gun condition. The only thing that will slightly change will be the pistols, and you'll see that as we start getting a little bit further down. So now we switch it up to the Springfield. We're at 25% condition right now. I'm going to take the chest shot, and you will notice that might be a little lower than the 50%. It could be somewhere around, 48 to 47%, and again, there could be about a 2.5% difference on each shot, depending on the distance away or the placement of the shot. So the Lancaster seems to be the same exact, whether it's 25, 50, 75, or 100, roughly in that ballpark of about 25% damage. And we'll see the pistols here seem to have a little bit of a drop off. That might be about exactly 15%. And then we're going to go ahead and test these up at 0%. So I'm thinking at this point there's got to be some kind of drastic reduction for damage. But you're going to notice that we're pretty much at the same distance, aiming at the same exact spot. So whether you have 100, 75, 50, 25%, or 0, you know, there's not much of a difference. I would say with the Springfield, it might have dropped down maybe about 2.5, maybe 3 percentage points. And possibly the same thing with the Lancaster, maybe about a 2% reduction for having your gun at 0%. So overall, there's not much of a drop off for damage. Now keep in mind this test is just for damage. There could be some issues with stability or accuracy, but we're just go ahead and testing the damage output and how condition plays a role in that. So personally, I have not really noticed much of an accuracy decrease. I usually keep my guns above 75%. I'm sure once you stop to drop a little bit below that, you could possibly have some issues with accuracy. So I think it's still a good rule of thumb to try to clean your guns at least above 50%. Try not to let them get too far down below that so you won't have much issues with the accuracy. And we had to go ahead and let Lynx have some fun, so he goes ahead and pushes me off the cliff. I guess it's not too fun getting shot up the whole time. Next clip, we're going to go ahead and let him take an explosive round to my face to take my head clean off my shoulders. So hopefully this video helped you guys as far as the question of damage and condition. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time.